So you're searching what fits in a 10 by 25 storage unit. And honestly, good for you. You already know you need more than the standard sizes. You've probably looked at the 10 by 20 and thought, that's close, but I don't want close. You want room, you want margin, you want to not play Tetris with your entire life. Smart, very smart. I'm YourWay, and I'm about to walk you through what I call the garage and a half, because that's exactly what a 10 by 25 gives you. How big is a 10 by 25 storage unit? A 10 by 25 is 250 square feet. That's 10 feet wide by 25 feet deep. Picture a one-car garage with an extra 5 feet tacked onto the back, or a really generous master bedroom with a walk-in closet attached.
That extra 5 feet over the 10 by 20 doesn't sound like much on paper, but in practice, it's the difference between storing your life and actually being able to access your life. With 8-foot ceilings, you're working with 2,000 cubic feet of total storage space. That's not a closet, that's not a spare room, that's a legitimate operation. What can you actually fit in a 10 by 25 storage unit? This is where the 10 by 25 earns its reputation. It comfortably holds a 4 to 5 bedroom house, all of it. Every room, every closet, every I forgot about the basement moment. Living room furniture, dining set, multiple bedrooms, mattresses, all the appliances, 60 to 80 boxes, and the miscellaneous stuff that never fits neatly into any category. The whole operation with breathing room. A full household plus everything in the garage, and I mean everything. The furniture, the boxes, the kitchen stuff, and the lawnmower, the tools, the holiday decorations, the patio set, the bikes, the grill, the camping gear, all of it in one unit with room to walk around and actually find things. A full estate plus the extras. When someone passes and you inherit not just the house, but the workshop, the garden shed contents, the lifetime of collected everything. The 10 by 25 holds the emotional weight and the physical weight while you take the time you need to sort through it all. A serious business operation, retail inventory, restaurant equipment, trade show materials, contractor supplies, office furniture from a full suite, enough space to create zones, inventory here, equipment there, seasonal stock in the back, like a mini warehouse that you actually control, a multi-family situation, your household stuff, your parents' downsizing overflow, your college kids' I'll get it when I'm settled collection, and that furniture from grandma's house that nobody can bring themselves to part with yet. All of it, together, organized, without anyone having to make a painful decision on a Tuesday afternoon. A household in transition, plus everything that doesn't fit the new chapter. Maybe you're going from a 5-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. Maybe you're renovating and the whole house needs to go somewhere for 3 months. Maybe you're between homes and the timing doesn't line up. The 10 by 25 doesn't just store your stuff, it gives you room to figure out what comes next. The 10 by 25 is for people who looked at the 10 by 20 and said, I want that, but with margin. Is a 10 by 25 big enough for a 5-bedroom house? For most 5-bedroom houses? Yes. And comfortably. Here's what surprises people. The furniture from a 5-bedroom house compresses more than you'd expect. Beds stack, tables nest, dressers slide against walls. The furniture itself isn't usually the problem is everything else. The garage, the attic, the basement, the shed, the closets, the pantry overflow, the I had no idea we owned this much stuff realization that hits everyone at some point during a move. If you're storing a standard 5-bedroom house with a normal amount of belongings, the 10 by 25 handles it with room to spare. If you're storing a 5-bedroom house plus a packed 3-car garage plus a basement full of holiday decorations and hunting gear plus outdoor equipment plus that storage you already had at your old place, you might want to look at the 10 by 30. But for most people in most situations, the 10 by 25 is the sweet spot. What makes the 10 by 25 different from the 10 by 20? This is the question I get most, and it's a good one. The 10 by 20 is 200 square feet. It handles a 3 to 4 bedroom house beautifully. It's one of our most popular sizes for a reason, but the 10 by 25 gives you that extra 50 square feet, 25% more space. And that changes how you use the unit entirely. With a 10 by 20, everything fits. With a 10 by 25, everything fits, and you can walk through it. You can organize it. You can pull out your winter coat in November without disassembling a furniture wall. That extra depth means you can create aisles. You can leave space between stacks. You can put the stuff you'll need access to in the front and the long-term storage in the back, and actually get to both without a treasure map and a prayer. People who choose the 10 by 25 over the 10 by 20 aren't paying for extra space they don't need. They're paying for access, for organization, for the ability to use their storage unit like a functioning space instead of a packed elevator. How does a 10 by 25 compare to other sizes? Let me lay it out clean. A 10 by 10 is 100 square feet. That's a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment. A 10 by 15 is 150 square feet. That's a 2 to 3 bedroom house. A 10 by 20 is 200 square feet. That's a 3 to 4 bedroom house. A 10 by 25 is 250 square feet. That's a 4 to 5 bedroom house plus the garage, or a full household with room to actually organize and access everything. A 10 by 30 is 300 square feet. That's everything you own, everything you inherited, and everything you forgot you owned. The 10 by 25 sits in that sweet spot between big and biggest. It's the Goldilocks unit for serious storage situations. How much does a 10 by 25 storage unit cost? It's one of the larger units, so yes, it costs more than the smaller ones. But here's the thing, that extra 50 square feet over the 10 by 20 usually costs a lot less than you'd expect. We're not talking double the price. We're talking a modest bump for a significant jump in usable space. At YourWay Storage, the price online is the price you pay. No games, no tricks, no surprise fees at checkout, no required insurance upsells. You can check rates for your location in about 30 seconds. And when you're comparing prices across facilities, make sure you're comparing the real monthly rate, not the teaser rate that triples in month 2. We've seen people save money at a cheaper facility and end up paying way more within a year. That's not savings. That's a subscription to regret. Honest pricing shouldn't be a selling point. It should just be how business works. But here we are, so we'll keep being the ones who do it right. Should you get climate control for a 10 by 25? If you're storing a household, yes. Full stop. Here's the breakdown. For furniture, electronics, documents, photos, anything with wood, leather, fabric, or sentimental value, climate control is worth every penny. Temperature swings cause damage that doesn't announce itself. It just shows up 6 months later as warped wood, cracked leather, and mildew you can smell from the hallway. For business inventory, it depends on what you're storing. Paper products, electronics, pharmaceutical supplies, anything moisture sensitive, climate controlled, no question. Metal tools and heavy equipment are usually fine without it. For sentimental and irreplaceable items, family heirlooms, photo albums, estate belongings, anything tied to someone's memory, climate control is peace of mind in its purest form. Humidity doesn't care about your grandmother's china, but you do. So protect it. My rule of thumb, if replacing it would hurt financially or emotionally, climate control it. Now here's where I put on my therapist hat for a minute. A 10 by 25 isn't just storage. It's a holding pattern for the biggest transitions of your life. It's where your entire house goes when you're selling one home and haven't closed on the next one, and the timing is off by 3 weeks that feel like 3 years. It's the place where everything lands safely while your life is midair. It's where an entire estate lives, plus the garage, plus the workshop, plus the memories, while the family figures out who wants what gets donated, what gets sold, and what gets kept in a box in someone's closet, because throwing it away feels like throwing away a person. That process takes time. Grief takes time. The 10 by 25 gives you that time without making you rush. It's where the growing business puts its overflow when the garage isn't cutting it anymore, but a warehouse lease is too big a commitment. When you're scaling, but you need flexibility. When you need professional space without a professional price tag. It's where a family in transition parks 40 years of accumulated life while they figure out what the next chapter looks like. Downsizing doesn't happen in a weekend. It happens in waves. And each wave needs somewhere to land. It's permission to be in the middle of something, to not have it figured out yet, to need space, literally and figuratively, while life sorts itself out. And here's what nobody tells you about big life transitions. they always require more space than you planned for. More space, more time, more room to breathe, more grace. A 10 by 25 is 250 square feet of grace. But here's my honest advice, and I give this to everyone. The 10 by 25 is my favorite size to recommend because it's the one people almost never regret. The 10 by 20 works great for a lot of situations, but the people who choose it sometimes end up wishing they'd gone bigger, especially when they forgot about the garage stuff, or the outdoor equipment, or the second round of boxes that showed up a week after they thought they were done. The 10 by 25 absorbs all of that. It's got the margin built in. It's the I measured everything and then added a buffer size. Now, if you looked at that list and your shoulders still tensed up, if you're storing a massive estate or a business with serious inventory, or you just know in your gut that you're going to need every inch you can get, the 10 by 30 is only 50 more square feet and usually not much more per month. But for most people, the 10 by 25 is the answer to the question you didn't know you were asking. How do I store everything and still be able to find it? Here's what I know after years of doing this. Nobody has ever called me and said, Margot, I wish I'd gotten less space. You know what they say? I should have sized up. It's practically a natural law at this point. So if you've done the math, made the lists, and you know the 10 by 25 is your size, trust your gut. It's a powerhouse. And if there's any question, if there's a what about the attic stuff, or we might need to add more later floating around in the back of your mind, the 10 by 30 is right there. Give yourself the margin. Future, you will present you a fruit basket. Here's the bottom line. The 10 by 25 is the garage and a half. It's the whole house with room to breathe solution. It's the everything fits, and I can actually find things answer. It's for people who want real space, real access, and real peace of mind. Got emotional baggage? We've got units, because sometimes peace needs 250 square feet and a little room to stretch. When life gets messy, store it your way. Whether you're in Forest Acres near 5 Points or out by Fort Jackson, we're right here at 131 Berkshire Drive, ready to help you get your space back. YourWay Storage Columbia. When life gets messy, store it your way.